All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful leg. I'm the brother Taza by the Great Millstone, Arizona camp with another lesson to edify in the spirit and power of Yahweh, who is the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, who is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world in and calls Jesus. Those are the true names of the Lord and His Son in the Hebrew. They had one name in these last days. There is one name by which we all must be saved. So get it right now or get left. But I want to go into this. It's all ready to go. You just have to put the oil in, put the steak in.
The oil's already in there.
But what you about to see, I'm gonna go through this video. This is coming off the back of the elder. GMS Vegas, sit down, the Elder Karatazar. Subscribe and be edified. But this is coming off the back of his lesson. I saw this video and, the spirit just flowed with the scriptures coming out from this one video. Because this is where America's heading, all right? You watch the elder's video, you got Elon Musk sitting there encouraging people in Britain or in the UK to sit here and revolt and fight against the government. And these simple ass niggas are sitting there screaming, hooping and hollering. But at the same time, this devil ain't going to be the one getting in the fight. So why the hell is he encouraging you if he's not willing to fight himself? These rich people are part of the governments, man. Who do you think pays all the lobbies? Who do you think controls legislation? These rich ass devils and these simple ass Edomites. Like the scriptures say, when a rich man speaketh, everyone holds his tongue, but when a poor man speak, everybody pushes him away, because the poor man's wisdom is despised. And niggas are falling into that same trap as they always did, listening to these devils. So, this is fair use. And I ain't making no money for this. I'm just pulling these things in and tying it in with the spirit and doing a spiritual commentary on this video. So let's get into it.
Territory, while people who fantasize about a second American Civil War think it would just be flags, battles, and some kind of reset. The truth is, it would be the fastest collapse in modern history. Here are 5 terrifying realities of a civil war in America. Fact number 1, the grid would collapse in weeks. In the 1800s, families grew their own food and lit their homes with candles. Today, everything runs on power plants and substations. A war would take them offline fast, and once the grid collapses, there's no running water, no refrigeration, no internet. Fact number 2, supply chains would disintegrate. We depend on trucks, refineries, and imports for almost everything. Even grocery store bread comes from a dozen steps in the chain. Civil war stops trucks, halts refineries, and shuts ports. Within days, shelves go bare. Fact number 3, medicine would run out. Over 80% of US pharmaceuticals come from overseas. Antibiotics, insulin, heart meds, all go once trade halts. Hospitals would run out of supplies in weeks, and without power, even the ones still open become death traps. Fact number 4, foreign powers and cartels would step in. In chaos, it wouldn't just be Americans fighting Americans. Our enemy countries and cartels would see an opportunity to carve up influence and territory while America tears itself apart. Fact number 5, disease and starvation could take out more people than bullets. When sewage backs up, trash piles in streets, and food disappears, it won't be firefights that get the most people. It'll be famine, disease, and collapse of public health. To close this off, guys, all the people wishing for a civil war need to know that a modern American civil war would be 10 times worse than what they experienced before. So be careful what you wish for.
You heard it. Now, all that information came out, and this is where the world is going, and it's all prophetic. And that's where, bros that do these lessons, these sit-downs, go out on the highways and byways, that are doing a diligent search, going into how this world actually operates and what this devil has planned down the line. Our job in these last days, especially these last days, is to grab those scriptures, those precepts, and tie it to these times. Because the scriptures tell you to speak down the ears of the Lord's people, the words of prophecy. That's the most important thing. Not no feel-good message, not no message of just excessive love with no balance. Yeah, there's love in the scriptures, but there's also hate. Right? The scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes at the 3rd chapter, there's a time for love, there's a time of peace and a time for war, a time of love and a time of hate. And that's what the Christian churches don't give you, is the balance. And we're coming into the time of hate. What he described was a time of hate. And you got to know what's down the pike and how to move through it. You can't be all simple and gentle when this stuff starts really hitting the fan. People gonna die out here, right? In large numbers. And he detailed it. So I'm gonna play this, stop and pause, grab scriptures, and Lord willing, this all be edifying.
People who fantasize about a second American Civil War think it would just be flags, battles, and some kind of reset. The truth is, it would be the fastest collapse in modern history. Here are 5 terrifying realities of a civil war in America. Fact number 1, the grid would collapse in weeks. In the 1800s, families grew their own food and lit their homes with candles. Today, everything runs on power plants and substations. A war would take them offline fast, and once the grid collapses, there's no running water, no refrigeration, no internet.
Well, let's get that. That's in the scriptures. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 6. You know what? I'm going to start at Ezekiel 7 and 6. And then I'll go to the next scriptures, roll through this. Ezekiel 7 and 6. It says, 4. It says, and mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abominations in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus say Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come. The end is come, it watcheth for thee. Behold, the end, behold, it is come. And that's what's prepared, man. Because starting off with the children of Israel, right? You know, the Lord's saying his eye ain't going to spare, and especially for you people out here. The scriptures tell you that the Lord chastises us little by little, that we be not condemned with the world. The world is not going to receive any type of mercy. The Lord's not going to spare niggas in the world or you heathen, right? He's not going to have pity. But he's going to recompense everybody according to their way, according to how they moved in the flesh. And it's telling you right there, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. The end is come. The end is come. And watch it for you. Behold, it is come. And that's what we're getting to. This is what this dude is talking about. This is the end. America going out by civil war. That's in the scriptures. 2nd Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15 and 19, and it says, I started 17, a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. Because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And men shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This was what's prepared in these last days. This is what's on the horizon. Right, if the teachers aren't talking about this and letting you know, you going into this time blind. 2nd Ezra 6 and 24. Started. What's his next point?
Fact number 2, supply chains would disintegrate. We depend on trucks, refineries, and imports for almost everything. Even grocery store bread comes from a dozen steps in the chain. Civil war stops trucks, halts refineries, and shuts ports.
Civil war stops trucks, halts refineries, and stops ports. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places, that's your grocery stores, your clothing stores, all this stuff. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, meaning it's going to be bare shelves, because people are going to be running in there getting the last bits that's on the shelf, and you're not going to know what to do. It says, and the trumpet shall give, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, he shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. This is the days that's coming. And a lot of people listening, even our families have heard us talk about these things and allude to them, and they think that this stuff is never going to touch them. Well, guess what? We're in the days, man. There's a reason why when you go to this grocery store, now fruits and vegetables are expensive, bro. It makes no sense how one onion costs $1.19. I just went and got some onions. One onion costs $1.19. All right? One. Just one onion, man. At certain places, mushrooms I get oyster mushrooms, right? They're selling them at most places $10 to $12 for I think it's for like a 6-ounce thing of mushrooms. This is what's happening. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that are therein. With those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And he talked about that in the first point. How everything is ran by power. So what'll happen? No running water. This is what's gonna happen when you get a civil war in America. You think niggas is going to work to keep this shit going? Nope. But them shelves will be bare. They will be empty. This is got that 6 and 22 already. I'm gonna get this no, we play a little more.
Shelves go bare. Fact number 3, medicine would run out. Over 80% of US pharmaceuticals come from overseas. Antibiotics, insulin, heart meds, all go once trade halts. Hospitals would run out of supplies in weeks, and without power, even the ones still open become death traps. Fact number 4, foreign powers and cartels.
So you just heard him. All medicine 80% of medicine in the U.S. comes from overseas. So when that happens, what do you think that is? Scriptures talk about the pestilence, right? This is 2 Ezra 15. and 11, it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. You already have an uptick of a plague in Arizona. The bubonic plague is back in Arizona and it's having an uptick. It claimed 2 niggas this year. That don't happen no more. It's something that's easily combated by antibiotics. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And when there's no more medicines, and these people don't know natural remedies, man. And the call law, Yabashim Shai, that our elders and apostles preached, get into the natural remedies. But you had other men and other groups like General Yohana. When CVIC came around and bros start going into the herbs and everything and what to take if you get sick, what did they say? They said, if grandma got you a remedy, pass it by the doctor first. No, fuck that. If grandma got a remedy, look into it, study it. The scriptures say, honor a physician, right? You're supposed to honor somebody with those type of skills to get you through those things. But you got other men that don't teach the same thing. But these plagues are going to tick up. They're going to skyrocket. A lot of people are going to get sick. And I see it. I see it happening, man. I see it happening. You have people already getting flu-like symptoms in the middle of summer. Imagine when its temperatures drop, right? And people start getting sick. We're going to see a lot of people die of normal things, man. Normal illnesses. It says, let's go back to the video.
Else would step in. In chaos, it wouldn't just be Americans fighting Americans. Our enemy countries and cartels would see an opportunity to carve up influence and territory while America tears itself apart. Fact number 5.
You see? The enemies would come in and tear America apart. Well, what is that? When thou shalt cease to spoil. This is Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled." What do you think them South American countries are waiting for? How many times did these devils sit here and just beat down Jake down there? And all these other countries around the world. Remember, Russia had plenty of times. Russia had warships that got into U.S. waters off the coast of California were undetected. And it says, "And dwellest treacherously, and they dwell not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." You see, that's what's getting ready to happen. These heathen are about to deal treacherously and come against Babylon the Great. So that's what the dude was detailing.
Starvation could take out more people than bullets. When sewage backs up, trash piles in streets, and food disappears, it won't be firefights that get the most people. It'll be famine, disease, and collapse of public health.
You see? This is what's in the scriptures. Famine, disease, collapse of public health. These are things that you can watch the movie The Road, man. Watch the movie The Road. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 19. I don't know if we already got this. Might have to just get it again. Fuck it. 2 Ezra 15 and 19. Because, I mean, the spirit is the spirit. This is just what's on the line, man. Yeah, we got it, but we got to get it again. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their..." Niggas gonna be running in the house with that bat with the barbed wire around it. But whatever guns they got, whatever machetes, any hatchets, right? "And shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." All right, dude talked about famine. Scriptures say, this is Isaiah 9 and 18. It says, "For wickedness burneth as a fire. It shall devour the briars and thorns." It says, "And shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel for the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And he shall snatch on the right hand," right? Still a little bit here, "and be hungry. He shall eat on the left hand and not be satisfied." Meaning what? Famine. There's not enough to actually sustain. "They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm." Cannibalism. Auto cannibalism. People are going to get so hungry, especially here in America where people eat so damn often. People are going to be so hungry that they're going to eat themselves. You see? This is what's prepared down the line, man. It's not a pretty thing, man. This is Ezekiel 7 and 15. and 15. I'll start at 12. Shit. It says, "This is the time, the day draw near. It says, let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn. For wrath is upon all the multitude thereof." So those that are sitting there making it, hustling, all that stuff, all that hustling ain't going to profit you in the day of evil. For the seller shall not return to that which he sold, although they were yet alive. Right? They're not going to be worried about the merchandise they got stacked up at the warehouse. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen themselves in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle. And that's what's happening. We've blown the trumpet. And there's too many Jake that ain't sitting here and take this message serious. And now these things are starting to hit. It's crazy that I don't know what the hell happened, but out of the last like 5 or 6 videos I did, I think like 3 or 4 of them got 1,000+ views. So obviously Jake is seeing that this stuff is getting real and they're starting to look for the truth. But why? And it's, hey, if you're destined to get this, cool. It is what it is. But at the same time, man, where the hell was y'all at when shit was all nice? Where the hell were you? They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and pestilence and famine within. This is what it's going to be like. This is what civil war look like. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. This is what's on the horizon, man. Prophecy, man. Shalom.